Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jonah Plays, and today we're back with a video long in the making. One needed to be done, but I didn't want to do it when I first wanted to, because if I would have done it, there would have been things wrong, things opinionated instead of factual. People would have been attacked unneedingly, and more or less just drama and more bogus that was unnecessary. Now, for those, who might recognize where this is usually where I live stream or used to at nights. I don't really do it anymore. I haven't really touched my channel in a while, just because I chose to really walk away from it for a while after some controversy, after some drama, after, trying to get back on track in life. I'm doing really good, by the way. I'm doing very good. But anyway, moving on. Just, past the 1 minute intro, as I like to call it. Today's video is the truth about Autcraft. What actually happened, its rise, its fall, everything in the middle. Let's rephrase that, not rise to fall, but rise to like the peak that it's ever been down to where it currently is, which isn't bad. It's not at its best, but it's not bad, okay? I don't want this video to be an attack on Autcraft or any of their staff, regardless of what I've heard, seen, or have been told recently. I just want this to be informative on my end to you, to those wondering what's been going on. I need answers, and I'm looking, because people deserve answers, in my opinion. They don't deserve to be shut down and not allowed to be answered, and I get it. Some things need to stay private, and they will. I have enough respect for them, for all they did for me in my time there, that I will not cut them down, but nor will I build them up, because it's no longer my job. So Autcraft was a Minecraft server for children and families with autism and special needs, mostly autism, obviously being Autcraft. Started in 2013 by Autism Father. I will not use his real name, not out of disrespect, but out of respect in the end, because I do not wish for anybody to take this info, if I were to give any, and then go try and find him. That's not cool. I don't believe in that. That's wrong. But Autism Father started this server when he noticed parents complaining about a lack of a safe space for their special needs, autistic children on video games. So Minecraft obviously was a great way of doing it. It's, you have multiplayer server, you can do things, together. You can have community, was the whole point. And it was a great idea. It was probably an idea I could have never come up with. And even if I did, I could never have gone through with it like he did. And because of that, it took off very quickly. I didn't even join the server till about 4 years later, in January of 2017. In fact, this week would have been 7 years, which is almost a decade. It's pretty impressive. I know players that have been on and then left for good in a shorter amount of time than that. So, it's very complex and interesting. But so I joined, very well received, obviously. A lot of friends I made pretty much on the spot. I had a player I could never remember his name, gave me my first diamond enchanted armor set, meaning all armor and tools, as well as helped me build my first house. And he was a good friend. A couple years later, he obviously came back and tried to take everything back. I don't know why, but he did. And I think he got banned for something. I don't remember. But he just came back and attacked me one day and lost. But I digress. I always felt bad about that too, because I was like, I would have given him his stuff. I had more stuff, but at the time I just was immature. But anyway, I digress. So over the years, really enjoyed the server, really enjoyed the events, really enjoyed the people. I made lots and lots of friends. I even went that same year, the first year I was on there, summer of 2017, June the 10th, my birthday, in fact. I went to AutCon in person in Georgia, the US. I live in Texas, so it's about a 14 hour drive to Atlanta, Georgia from where I am. So maybe 15. Yeah, about 15-hour drive, because I'm a little outside of areas. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I decided, to go, and it was really fun. Had an awesome time, great event. Met a lot of friends, good times. And after that, I came back, and my younger brother. This was a choice that still lives in my head some days, because I don't know if this would have created a domino effect or not completely. I had my brother join in 2018 or 2019. At this point, I had joined ACO, which is a big talking point of this video, and I'll get to it quickly. But ACO, Autcraft Obsidian, was a 15-up only server for the players on Autcraft who wanted to kind of have their own little private community. We had no more than 100 and something players by the end of it, maybe 106 max. But I remember being there when we hit 100. And, obviously at the time we had very few when me and my brother joined. It was myself, my friend at the time, Dusty, Just Blue 333, her daughter Riley, and a few others. And it was a real good time. We had a lot of fun parties with the ACO crew. It was a good time. And I wish that, I was able to enjoy it more than I unfortunately did at the time, but that's okay. Sometimes we look back and we take it as a lesson, and that's all right. And I digress. But so ACO was awesome. My brother joined, things kind of changed. They kind of favored him a little bit over myself, which at the time I was very jealous of that and very angry. So I would lash out and get in trouble a lot on both servers, because both servers seemed to praise him a lot, even though I had done basically at the time the same things that he were doing and getting no praise. In fact, I was getting in trouble. So at the time I was very upset. Now, was this the fault of anybody? No, don't take that as, oh, that's terrible, they're picking and choosing favorites. No. Well, yes, but no. At the time they did have a bit of a problem with favoritism. That is no longer the case. But it was more of like a inner circle type deal, but it was disbanded very quickly when they found out, so don't worry. They do not allow that kind of thing anymore on the server, so I hear. And because I still have eyes and ears that, even today, I hear things about the place, so I digress. So 2020 hits 2021, and something happened with ACO. At the time, I was mistaken when I found out all my friends at the time betrayed everybody, attacked and left, and went on to a new server that I will not name drop. And that was really disappointing, because I thought they attacked us, and I was wrong. I was lied to and manipulated at the time. I will not, again, give names of any kind of whatever here, because it's not the point. But they know I was, manipulated, lied to, and took the wrong side, I think. But maybe it was meant to stay, because I stayed with Autcraft, and I defended it, and I fought very hard to protect the server and the people on there. I made lots of good friends that I'm still good friends with nowadays. Sir Topham Hatt / Disneyland Numa. He's a very good friend and one of the mods of this very channel. Great guy. We talk almost every day. As well as many others. And just to, name the one at least. And by the end of it, they were starting to remove players. And there were a couple players who were removed very unjustly. And I believe they were lied about why they were removed, which is why a lot of people got upset. One of the things that upset me personally is they went ahead and changed the public forum without telling anybody. Why this was? The reason given was nobody was keeping it up. Nobody was keeping up with it. Nobody was helping it, building it, fixing it, maintaining it, basically. But what upset us is they never asked us. Players like myself, my friend Pi, a couple other buddy ranks that I knew. We absolutely would have gone and, and help our ranks. We absolutely would have gone and helped, but they just never told us. They decided to change it to this little shack in the shops where now we basically have to pay for things and wait a month before we get a couple seeds. And it was kind of ridiculous. Why would you change that? Especially in such a, what's the right word? Inconvenient way. It was basically a major inconvenience. But I digress. So once I started removing players, I got into the mix of it, because I decided to step in against a player, and I will not give his name, although it still upsets me about this player and his friend. But a specific player decided to raid a at the time banned player's base. He had just been banned, and they decided to raid his base. I called them out on this, and told staff. Unfortunately, this led to my ban, as within a couple different events, I had become friends with somebody and helped them out very much. Unfortunately, the way I helped them violated the rules, because you're not supposed to go off and talk with people in DMs. It's supposed to be on server. That's the rules, right? And because I violated it, but I stood my ground, I said, no, you aren't helping this person the way you need to be. You're lazy about it. Allow me to do this. I'm going to do it. And they got upset at that, and I got banned. Did they chalk it up and ham it up a bit? Unfortunately so. Do I hold it against them? Absolutely not. That's their choice. And unfortunately, I got a lot of backlash for it. A lot of hate. A lot of people looked at me different for it. And that's all right. That's their choice. Do I hate them for it? No. Do I hate the fact that it happened? Yes, it unfortunately did happen, but it is what it is. And even my brother to this day has his own regrets that he should have also gone with the ACO crew to their new server. Maybe things would have been different. Do I miss Autcraft? Yes. Do I miss the good times? Yes. Do I miss the events? Very much so. But there's one thing I don't miss, and it's the drama. Constantly. There was always fighting, always drama, and that's okay. It happens. But it's the way they would handle it, the way they pushed people. But I say all these negative things. It wouldn't be fair to not list the positives. Some of my favorite memories on Autcraft were the mini games. I loved playing the mini games, dude. Hide and seek. I was one of the best seekers you'd ever play against. Paintball. There wasn't a better shot in the world except for maybe Awesome Audi. Back when we had Bed Wars, me, Awesome Audi, and Soul, my brother, his username anyway, we were cracked. There was nobody better than the three of us. Let's see, what else? What else was there? Oh, Mob Arena. I hated Mob Arena. It was so difficult because you had to fight mobs a lot and stuff. But it's okay. It was fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. And then Spleef. Spleef kept crashing towards the end because a certain somebody, who I also won't mention, couldn't keep up with the mini games like their job was supposed to. But that's okay. They were doing their best. Ain't that right, Bean? And anyway, so basically, my story of Autcraft was always bumpy. It was never a positive 100% of the time, ever. There were times where it was great. We almost had it. There were many times where I could have absolutely been staff. But with everything that came out about all of that, what happened, sorry about my eye here, I have like a little lazy eye. Everything that happened and came out with the truth and the fact that they were, banning players for things that shouldn't have been happening, was a primary issue that we had to unfortunately deal with. But now it's over. I have been banned from the server so it was what, early October? Has it really been that long? Wow. It's a long time. Almost 3 months now. 4 months actually, because it's early October. It's like the 5th. So like almost October, November, December. It'll be 4 months in a couple days, which will also be about a couple more days would be my 7 years. So that's kind of interesting. But that's okay. After 4 months, I've really thought about it together, pieced it together, and this was just my opinion. Did I enjoy my time on the server that was good? Yes. Do I unfortunately have some regrets? Absolutely. But would I go back and change any of it? Some of the bad, sure. I would go back and enjoy some of the events that I chose not to. I would change some of the little mistakes that I made here and there, certain things that I said or did to players or something like that, like take an item or say something. But did I have some really, really good things that developed me as a person? Yes. I remember one time staying up 3 weeks in a row to help a young kid who unfortunately had thoughts of taking his own, and I stayed up for 3 weeks straight, no sleep. Well, that's not true. I slept a little bit, but obviously I had to be careful with that. And school and all that, but I kept online anyway. And he's doing great now, last I heard, And it really developed me as a person, as someone who enjoyed helping. That's, one thing I loved about Autcraft. It gave me one of the biggest platforms I ever had in my entire life, and still probably will ever have had, to help people. You know, I really, really appreciated it. So I do want to give a shout out to Autcraft for giving me those opportunities, as well as all the staff and friends I made along the way, and to those that unfortunately didn't make it with us and fell behind or chose to make poor decisions and do bad things, and those who just left and did their own thing, you know, all the above. So thank you. This will be my final discussion video about Autcraft ever. I'm finally burying it, but I wanted my full statement out so you guys could understand. Thank you, and I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully soon. Have a good day or good night, and goodbye.